This couldn't happen again. This is that one.
Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. First off, I just want to say, my thoughts and prayers go out to the families and all the lives affected by school shooting today. And I mean, not just that, but I truly hope we can actually do something at this point. I mean, it's been so many different, it's the same thing and it's just happened so many different times. It's just crazy that we haven't fixed this. And I don't know if this is something that can ever be like completely fixed, like that'll never ever happen, but it's just happening. Like, one is enough, and then it's happening hundreds of times. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know if I'm messing up my words right now. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm just not good with this stuff. Sorry if I just like mess up my words. Hopefully you can just like see what like the point I'm trying to get across. Like, there's got to be a way. There has to be a way, and I know a lot of you are parents. I can't even imagine. I'm not a parent, so I can't even imagine like how fearful or how scared you are now. Sending your kids to school with just all this stuff. It's truly insane. So we're gonna keep going with the stream, but I wanted to start off with that. And if there's anything I can do, and any of you know, just reach out to me, send me a DM. But yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the normal stream schedule today, starting off with crypto, then moving over to the stock market, looking at some individual names. We'll probably have some time for ticker requests. But yeah, so we're gonna start off with Bitcoin. It's going sideways still. Nothing has really changed since last night. Honestly, go back to last night's stream for most of the crypto analysis. There just really hasn't been any movement. Let me look at Dogecoin as well. Kind of the same thing. So we actually continued selling off a bit after that just underwhelming breakout from this wedge. I don't really know. It's just not much of any technical edge, like short term for a lot of these names. Moving on to crude oil futures. You're just still kind of within this range. You're just going sideways. You're just not getting a lot of movement. And tomorrow when we get those FOMC numbers, that could definitely change up a lot of these charts. But you do have gold actually continuing higher. I mean, you had that bullish pin bar candle, then you had the bullish engulfing, then you got above the 200-day moving average, and now you're getting the fall through price action after that, which is good. Silver as well, nice day, kind of for now back above support, which is very interesting. It looked like it was facing death over here. I mean, it was just under all the major supports. There wasn't much support down to like 19, and it just sprung back above. So it's okay for now, but you just gotta hope that this doesn't turn into like a bear flag and then you just drop again. It's still at a very key level. Dollar currency index continuing lower. We looked at for the next support last night, and I said 101.04. So that's your next support. We'll see if it gets there. That's just the next level I see. The Hang Seng index down 2% today. That's still just kind of very choppy. Not much technicals can be done there. So I mean, very quick breakdown of crypto and the other markets today. Just really not much movement. We can take a look at the 10-year. This actually did have a big pull today. Major bearish engulfing and back under this 2.77 level I've charted. Looks like it was some resistance here and support here and resistance here. So it's actually good if you can stay below that. And what have I been saying for the past few weeks? I've been saying, and I still think the same thing, that this is your top area, at least for short term, and you're seeing that pullback now. If you've been watching the stream, you know I've been bearish on the US 10-year pretty much ever since it got above 3%. I just think it's, it's obviously in a bull trend, but it's just too quick in my opinion. It needs this pullback to reset it a bit, and that's the pullback that you're currently getting. All right, now moving on to the VIX. Pretty much an indecision day. It was up a few percent. I don't know. Maybe you could chart this so many different ways. It's just kind of a range, to be honest. So we'll just skip over that for now. We'll focus more on the S&P. All right. So you gapped down today, and you just kind of sold off. And if you watched last night's stream, I told you all, if it breaks. Let me go over to the 15. I said if we break this level on the S&P today, I'm basically recapping what I said last night. Last night I said if we break this level where I just put those two red circles, that I would be looking for more downside, at least down to this gap fill. Well, you broke that because you gapped under it, and you definitely filled that gap. You actually went lower before rallying towards the end of the day, and then pretty much coming all the way back up to fill that morning gap, at least on the 15-minute chart. So very interesting price action. Yeah, that was really your intraday over there on the S&P. On the Qs, you actually developed a little bit of a bullish shark, and actually did alert call options to premium members like right over here. I believe it was like at 10:59 a.m., which was almost the low of day, and those ended up going up like 90% into the close. And it looks like the QQQ is up after hours right now. But going back to like higher time frames, heading into FOMC minutes tomorrow, you're still just in a very indecisive area for the market, in my opinion. This whole entire blue range is just not a lot of direction on the daily. Going down to the 4-hour, you still have this downsloping channel, still have low volume, so I think you're gonna need some sort of really good minutes report to get like a breakout of this tomorrow. It's probably just gonna be like a choppy, hectic day, which just you might get some dry volume for a few hours, and then when you get those minutes, you might have a very crazy afternoon in either direction. I have no clue what it's gonna be like. But it's not really worth it to try and like pick out all the little different technicals. We want to see what those minutes are looking like first, and then even more so on Thursday morning, the GDP numbers. So you have this 1-hour wedge on the S&P. You kind of got the same thing on the QQQ. Just keep an eye on them. See, if you do get a breakout, maybe it plays out a bit before the FOMC, and maybe the FOMC helps it play out even more. Just make sure you're trying to line the two together. Got this 1-hour gap fill on the QQQ around 291.5, and the S&P actually filled its gap intraday. It's got one all the way up here at like 407, and then the Qs has one all the way up here at like 305. But let's get above, like, remember this resistance we were talking about last night on the QQQ and Nasdaq? Let's get above this resistance level before we even think about filling this gap at 305. Okay. Then moving on to the Russell 2000, you're still holding, and you got a very nice intraday bounce off of the same exact blue zone you've been eyeing. You've never filled this gap at like 165, but you're still holding these previous highs. Going down to the 4-hour chart, you're getting closer to the supply line of this descending broadening wedge, but again, you've got low volume, and then even on top of that, some potential hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart. And then on the 1 hour, I have it kind of drawn as this triangle. I drew this today, which you're probably going to break out of this in one direction tomorrow. So just set your alerts and see which way it breaks out. And then finally, the ARK ETF taking a big drop today. But what did it do? It filled the gap that we've been talking about. We've been talking about this $39 gap that did get filled today. You actually broke down. Remember that range we were talking about last night on the stream that was in for like 5 days? You broke down from it. If you set your alerts, like I said, that could have opened up a very nice intraday put trade. But yeah, you broke that little 5-day range, and then you filled that gap that we've been talking about. You're still above 35. You just want to hold above 35, maybe even double bottom there. Who knows? So that's really it for the market. Very quick analysis today. There's just not a lot. Like, I could sit here for 2 hours, but it would just be BS. You know, there's just not a lot to talk about. You gapped down, you sold off for a bit, you recovered in the afternoon. Really, we just want to see what tomorrow looks like. It doesn't make sense to overcomplicate a day like today. Just take it for what it was. So we can just focus most of the stream on just individual names. We'll start off with the swings. GameStop, it's down today, but not that different, right? You're still just retesting this support zone. You're still kind of back testing the breakout of this channel. You're still above $75, $77, okay? You're still above this level. You just want to stay above that. Hidden bullish divergence is still there. Technicals are not that different. A little bit of a rough pullback today, but not too much of any technical damage. Zoom hit the first target yesterday after hours. Today, what it did was, so basically, it ran up, hit the first target after hours yesterday. Then in the morning, when everything was like super red, it came all the way back down to this supply line, right? This area where you used to see resistance, and it flipped it into a demand line and got a pretty nice intraday bounce off that level. That's really it for Zoom. QS was down 8% today. We were talking about this range yesterday on QS. Unfortunately, it gave up that range. So at this point, hanging on by a thread. All right. Again, for a lot of these swings, it's very tough because all they've been doing is selling off. But it's just if you can somehow catch one or two of them at the right area, because I do believe that and in time this wedge will play out. The only question is, will it come down here first and then play out, right? Because that might look like nothing. That's like, I mean, we can just take a look at it. If it were to go all the way down, that's like a 30% drop from here alone. That's why the stops are important. But it's just the swings that you can, it's not easy to time, but if you can time just a few of them, like the potential returns could be really, really crazy. It's just, in a market like this, it's very tough. It really is. So hopefully this can get back above this very important level at 1130. And for sure stay above this pretty much all-time low. And then moving on to CLOV from today. Rolling over a bit, you could just backtest to break out of this channel. You kind of gave up this little range it's been in that. I think we were talking about this last night. You kind of gave that up. Unfortunately, you do have a gap fill around 229. The stop of the swing is under that level. It's at 225. I mean, even apart from any swing, you just want to stay above $2 on CLOV. I mean, I know you're quite a bit above that already, so the risk down to there is quite a bit, but you're still showing this large double bottom formation until you break this second bottom. Until you do that, you still have the potential for a double bottom, a major double bottom. This is how major trends reverse. It just takes time, it takes patience. All right. And then we have FSR down 13% today. This hurts. It hurts a lot. I'm not gonna lie. One, I personally think it's from a fundamental standpoint, I'm not concerned at all. Just from like a short-term standpoint, it hurts. Okay. The swing was alerted right. Let me make this white. The swing was alerted right over here. Okay. This was the first target. It went here, and now it's here. So close, okay? So close. It was up, I think, like, check now. It was up, and I alerted this last Monday, okay? In just a few days, the swing was up 19%. It just had to go up 22%, just 3 more percent. Hit the first target. It would be yet another legendary FSR swing in the books. And, nope. So, Today, Fisker announced a at-the-market distribution agreement with JP Morgan, and with this program, Fisker may, at its discretion and from time to time during the term of the distribution agreement, sell through the agent's shares of its Class A common stock, as would result in aggregate gross proceeds to Fisker of up to $350 million by any method permitted by law deemed to be an at-the-market offering. Fisker intends to use the net proceeds that it receives from this ATM program for the development of the Pear, the cheaper version of their, or not the Ocean, but the next car after the Ocean, I believe, and additional vehicle development, retail development, additional technology development, and general corporate purposes. They had to just do this when the swing was right here. Come on. Look, Fisker and your management team, I want you to do what's best for Fisker and whatever you think is best for Fisker. But I don't know, just very unfortunate timing. And it wasn't just Fisker that this happened to. It was also Lucid. I deleted like the risk reward boxes, but also we had that swing on Lucid. It was alerted probably somewhere here, and it went up like 13%. The target was like right here, and then it came back down here. So it could have been two very, very nice swings that were only a couple percent away from the targets. Pretty frustrating. Both of them were marked as break evens, but if I don't know, maybe some of you took profits. Congrats. It just sucks. Like so close, and especially in some of the toughest conditions to be getting profits like that. It almost happened in like a week, and then yeah. So those are the swings. We can just look across some other names. Coinbase today, if you were following me on Twitter, or you just look at last night's stream, I was saying to look at which way this breaks. On the daily, it really hasn't even broken to either direction yet, but on lower time frames, it did actually kind of break this support and gave a move down to this gap fill level, which that was actually like my only trade. I just, from bed, I saw that it broke the support. It fell down, hit the gap fill level. I took profits right at that gap fill level, and like I was just done for the day. I'm like, all right, yeah. I was actually able to share a nice, I didn't take it myself, but I shared a nice QQQ Lotto call, which we'll talk about after I just run through some of these names. But that's pretty much what I did today. I mean, it was a nice trade. Very quick, very simple. But still, just keep an eye on this. This still could continue falling if it just gives up this level with the candle close confirmation. You don't really have that yet, though, so it might take some more time to tell. I'm just running through my watch list right now. Tesla down 7% today. We talked about this 622 support level from these lows over here last night. You pretty much tested that today and bounced up a few dollars. Keep a very close eye on this tomorrow. If you can hold that, I'm thinking, I know we looked at it on the weekly. I think it's around 550 on the weekly as well. Yeah, around 550 could be next if you can't hold this little 622 support. Apple was down 2% today. It's still above a very key 138 level though, so still keep an eye on Apple. AMC was down 10% today. It's now retesting its yearly lows pretty much. You're still in the descending broadening wedge, but you're not really breaking out for right now. So this was another major drop today. If it can't hold that yearly low, then $9 is the next level I'm watching. Look at all these lows over here. Let me actually set an alert there. Twitter was down 6% today. This is continuing lower. Probably look at it like this now. I don't know, those are just some random names on my watch list. So, yeah. Maxime says if we get a negative GDP again on Thursday, we'll be officially in a recession. Yikes. Zeke says next time just wait until Champ's swing hits the target. Fisker management. Come on. Hey, look, we're not saying that literally. It would have just been a little bit more of a fortunate situation. Okay, you got to do what you got to do, Fisker management. But yes, it was very unfortunate timing. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, very just slow stream tonight. So if you have any tip requests, I can look at some. If not, it's all cool. We can just do a shorter stream tonight. Maybe just a lot of people are waiting on the numbers tomorrow. I mean, and again, with all the charts I look at right now, just keep an eye on the numbers tomorrow and Thursday. That's probably going to be affecting them from like a swing trade standpoint. Even long term is going to be affecting it a lot more than your charts right now. Maybe day trading, you might get some interesting opportunities tomorrow, but we'll see. So yeah, I guess it's just going to be a quick little update stream tonight. That's all cool with me. Sure, we can look at Nvidia. Yeah, you did play the puts, and it was down 4%. It's a nice move there. It's still, in my opinion, still just testing key level. I think it'll just come down to how the market reacts tomorrow. You're still above those lows that we were talking about. I don't know, I'd probably just redraw this at this point. But yeah. You're playing like this breakdown or something, yeah, and it made a nice move. And honestly, it was a very good morning for you if you were in puts as well. It was just kind of really dropped right away. So that was Nvidia. They have earnings. I didn't even know if they had earnings tomorrow afternoon. 25th, yeah. I really don't know if earnings go well for Nvidia. I just look for 179 next. If they don't, then I'd look for this gap fill. And this is a level in general, 147 from these highs over here and this gap fill. So there's Nvidia. I don't see any takers in the chat, so we can just leave it at that. And yeah, just quick stream tonight. Futures are green, which is cool, but see what they look like in the morning because you never know anymore. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the links in the description, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace out.